Find your seat. Settle down. And notice that your body is breathing. Watch your body breathe. In, pausing, out, pausing. It's as simple as that. Slowly breathe in. And then part your lips slightly. And exhale softly through your mouth. Take a breath, fill. Purse your lips and blow slowly out. Take a breath, fill. Open your mouth very wide and exhale from the back of your throat. Take a breath and fill. And slowly exhale through your nose. Now just breathe and feel. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Slightly part your lips and exhale softly through your parted lips. Take in breath, fill. Purse your lips and slowly blow out. Take in breath, fill. Open your mouth wide, breathe out from the base of the throat. Fill with breath. And exhale through your nose. Breathe naturally and feel. Notice how these 4 exhalations have changed you in some way. Now begin to breathe deep, slow, deliberate breaths. Slowing down the inhale, slowing down the exhale. Let your breath be as full as it can be without any strain. Meet the top of the inhale and suspend there. And let your exhale be as full and complete as you can without strain, and suspend in the bottom. Keep that going. And then put a silent count to that breath. Breathing in for 3 and out for 3. Do that a couple times. Really establish a slow, steady count on both the inhale and the exhale, so you equalize your breath. Now, if possible, breathe in for 4 and out for 4. So you're expanding the lungs just a little bit more, making a little more space in the body for breath. And when you're ready, continue up the ladder and breathe in for 5 and out for 5. Now you don't speed up the breath, but you expand the breath. Expanding your lung capacity. Can your lungs accept a little more breath? And if you wish to go one step higher, breathe in for 6. And out for 6. How do you slow down the breath? There are a couple of ways. You can constrict the back of the throat to slow down that stream of breath moving into the lungs. You can work with the muscular action, slowing down the contraction and release. A few more breaths, elongating that inhalation and exhalation. And when you come to the end of your next exhalation, let your body breathe naturally. And you just feel. Thank you, everybody. Lean back, shake your legs out. Is the sound better? Anyone? It's good?
Yeah.
It's okay? All right. Good. So cross your legs, and we're going to take some more movement with breath. Some more breath, some more pranayama, but we'll layer it with movement. So take your fingertips down on the floor and see if you can energize down through the fingertips to grow the spine up longer. Yeah. And keep the spine long. Inhale, breathe your arms up to the sky, and take your palms together above you. Exhale, bring the arms back down, and fingertips touch the earth. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. Take the palms together, and as you exhale, pull your hands to your heart. On your inhale, spread the arms out, 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 out. And as you exhale, pull the hands back together at the heart. Do that one again. You inhale, and the arms spread out, 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 to the peripheral edge of your energy field. And in. Now take the arms out on an inhale, and on your exhale, round back and bring the palms together in front of you. And then inhale, open the arms out. Let's do that one again, and bring it down. Let me do one more. Now when you bring the arms back, you can take them out of your peripheral vision and let the chest open, right? And exhale. And from here, bring your fingertips straight up to the sky. And open them down and out. Now let's take this pattern. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Open it up. Inhale. And again. Exhale. Bring it straight up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Let's get the pattern again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. you're sitting in the center of an orb of light. Let your fingertips touch the inner edges of that orb and take it down. Let your hands expand out to the periphery of that orb. And then fingertips come together. You reach your fingertips forward and press your back against that orb of light. Let's lift it straight up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do that again. In. Right up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, take it down, touch your fingertips to the mat, ground and grow long, sit to feel. Is there any place in you that is not vibrating with energy? Thank you. Lean back. Shake your legs out. Shake your arms out. And then soles of the feet together. Let's get ready for cats and dogs. So maybe rock around on your sitting bones. Take your hands to your knees. And pull the spine back. Ha! And rock your pelvis forward, lift your heart, look up, inhale. And exhale, pull it back. And inhale, rock it forward and up. Let me watch you do that, everybody. Keep it going. Very fine, a few more. When we pull back into cat this time, just bring your head to your heels and stretch out your back. So your hands slide forward toward the floor. You can reach out, drop the head, let it all go. Very fine. And now reach your hands forward and let your arms pick you up. They'll pick you up. You come all the way up, all the way up. We'll put the right hand, we are not mirroring you. Put your right hand down on the floor and go over to the right side in about 3 breaths. You go a little bit, you take another breath. You go a little bit, you take another breath. And again, reach a little bit farther. Now turn your rib cage to your right thigh and bring head down to right knee. Reach your left arm across the shin and walk the fingertips out. Stretch yourself. Now picking up your left hip a little bit is kind of fun. You can rock that hip off the floor, ground the fingertips, and then pull the hip back and get a little more opening in that left side. Unroll into a twist. Now, left hand comes to right knee, right hand reaches behind you, fingertips to the floor. So again, you can use the pressure into the fingertips to lengthen the spine as you turn to look back. Ha. Wonderful. Now keep that twist and float your right arm out to shoulder high, palm faces the floor. Turn the palm to face the ceiling. So you outward rotate that right arm. Turn the palm down and back, so you inwardly rotate the arm and then wrap it around the back of your waist. So come into a little bit of a half bind. I'll turn around so you can see what that looks like. Just something like this. And you just look back over that right shoulder. Wonderful, Charlene. And breathe. Thank Thank you. Release the right arm, let it come around, let it come around, let it come around, let it cross the left arm in an X. And then bend 2 elbows and give yourself a hug. Walk your hands around as much as you can. Thank you, Cass. If you want to do this, thank you, Beth. If you want to rock side to side, you can do that. Another thing I do love to do here is circle the elbows around. Draw little circles with your elbows. Whoa, that feels good. Draw little circles. And then go the other way. Draw the circle in the other way. Great. Now I'm turning sideways again. Let the arms open and they come around. Entwine your fingers and pull your arms back to straighten them. Let your chest be open. You can see Charlene, you can see me. Chest is open, just gaze up to the ceiling. Look up and breathe. Yoga Mudra. Beautiful people. And then release the arms, let them swing around to land on your knees, and you just feel. And then pull back into cat. And arch forward and up into dog. Lift the heart and look up. Roll back into cat. And arch forward and up into the dog. A few more times, everybody. Wonderful. Charlene, you matched the sticky mats really well today.
Oh.
And arching up into dog. We'll pull back into the cat one more time. And then keep the spine round and bring head to heels. And you just stretch it out here. Head is down, shoulders are dropping. Eileen, I love your very passive but focused way of being in a pose. And then reach the fingertips forward and come up, 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 up. We're going to bend to the left hand on the floor. I am not mirroring you. Go up with an inhale, and in one exhale, you go a third of the way. Take another breath, perhaps feel the right rib cage expand, and exhale, go a little bit more. Another breath, and go a little bit more. Lilt up a little bit, everybody, and then turn the ribs, like you're just turning the barrel of the ribs, and bring head down, fingertips across. So walk the right hand out, and perhaps lift the right hip. You want to just get something out there, some jewel, and then pull that right hip back. Stretch through your side. Very fine, everybody. Now we'll unroll the spine. So you just let the spine unravel. You come over to your twist. Your left fingertips ground and you go up. And turn the ribs more. And keep breathing there. Feel as if the twist never stops moving. Although it appears to be still, it is not. Float your left arm right out from your shoulder. Palm to the floor. Outward rotation, turn the palm up. Thumb hitchhiking back. Feel that outward rotation in the whole chest, front of the shoulder. And then inward rotation, turn the arm the other way, thumb going down, shoulder rolling in. Wrap the arm around your waist for this little half bind and turn more. Now, your arm does not have to reach around to your hip. If it can, that's very fine. But you're just turning the shoulder in and just wrapping it around your back. Louise Marin, lift up on your right armpit a little bit. Louise, lift up the right armpit a little bit. That's it. And then look back. No, right armpit. The front arm. Yes, that's it. Now let your left arm come around and cross it above the elbow. And give yourself a hug. Move the arms around, maybe side to side. How about imagine you're hugging somebody that you miss, that you haven't been able to hug in a long time. And then circle your elbows in one way. And go the other way. Thank you. Bring it to center. And then release the arms. Let them come around behind you. Clasp them into Yoga Mudra. And just open your chest. And then imagine something's flying by above you in the sky. You just look up. Dragon breath is lovely. Let the air come out. Beautiful people. Very fine. And then release the arms. Let them float around to your knees. And we take a moment now to feel. Thank you, everybody. Lean back on your arms. Again, shake your legs.
That's great.
And we'll just play with the legs a little bit. Just do some of these like Now, let's imagine energy again. Like we were imagining that orbital energy field around our body. Well, I can imagine it, but I actually believe it's there. You may not, but that's okay. But imagine we're living in an ocean of energy. Well, we are living in an ocean of air. There's not nothing here. So when you turn your feet like this, see if you can stir up that ocean of energy down here. Like you're just making little waves, pointing and flexing. Balance the legs and feel the ripples as if you're sitting in a puddle. This is happening in the space, in the energy. And then let it stop and just feel. Okay, cross your legs in any comfortable way, everybody. So I could be making that up, or it could be real. You can take it as you wish. Thank you. All right. Where were we? Forward bends. Let the legs come out. Point the toes. Stretch the top of the ankle. See if you can really go physical now, not so energetic, but physical. So you stretch the skin, the muscles, the top of the joint, and then push out with the heels and flex it. So the muscles of the shin, top of the foot contract, the heels stretch forward, and then point strongly. Reach through your toes. Let your toes have a life. And then flex strongly, pushing the heels out. Good. Point strongly. Keep the heels where they are. Lift the knees, flex and bend. Point and stretch. Inhale, flex and bend. Point and stretch. Keep that going. Now the legs they're kind of crazy glued together, probably at the knee, the calf, maybe the bunion, the inner thigh. Feel, instead of being crazy glued, they're actually Velcro. So crazy glue would be bad. And keep it going. Now the spine wants to grow long, so you could put your fingers on the floor again and push down to help the spine grow long. You can lift the pelvic floor and draw the inner rope upward. If you don't know what the inner rope is, just imagine it from the pelvic floor pulling up through the center of your body. A few more breaths. Ha. Flex and bend, pause. Push the heels down. Push the sit bones down. Go up with the spine and pull the heels back as if they could, but they don't. Feel the energy, the work, the muscular actions that are making this whole thing happen. And then bring your arms up. Stretch through one side. And then the other. Keep pressing the heels down, the sit bones down, lift the pelvic floor, and pull the heels back without moving them, and stretch through the sides. So layering all the actions, asking your body to do many things, and reach arms up, fingertips up. Now let's go with the imagination, and imagine energy streaming out through your fingertips like your fingers are candles lit. Keep going. Reach. Inhale. And slowly reach out over your legs. Maybe you touch the pinky edges of your feet, the top of your feet, the ankles, or place the hands on the floor and drape down over your legs. Inhale, lift your spine up. Look at me a little bit. Move your heels away, maybe 1 inch or 1/2 inch or no inches, and then drape down again. Take a breath there. Inhale, lift up a little bit. If possible, move your heels away another inch. Your legs are not fully straightened yet. You're using restraint, and come forward over 2 legs. How does it feel different each time? Take a breath, lift up a little bit, and if possible, move the heels out until the backs of the legs open against the floor, and drape forward over your legs. And hold. Now, the legs are not falling out, like rolling outward. The inner legs are coming together like they're Velcroed or glued. If your legs are straight, that's great. If you need to bend them, that is perfectly fine. Keep breathing. A few more breaths. This calls for will, power of will. Surrender. Drop the head. And look into the sensation with your breath. A few more breaths here, guys. Doing great. Now the hands are slowly pulled forward. It's like an invisible friend takes your wrists and pulls them out and then leads you all the way back up. All the way up. And the spine and the sides of their body are as long as can be. Everybody push your legs straight. And slowly bring your arms down. Keep your spine long. Fingertips can touch the floor. Hands can rest on the legs or the blanket. Just meditate. And then release. Let it all go. You can cross your legs and just sit to feel.
That's great.
Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, everybody. That was really beautiful, and I love watching you do it. Okay, so we're going to slowly come up to stand, but if you would please come onto your hands and knees, and if your blanket is was folded there, just kneel on your blanket. You don't have to unfold the blanket or anything, just kneel on it, and we'll curl the toes under. I'll wait for you to get there. Keep your toes curled and then start walking your hands backwards. Now, your knees are on the blanket or on the floor, depending on where you are. Your sit bones are coming toward your heels. And if you can, roll onto the ball of the foot and let the knees lift up off your blanket. If this is impossible for you, you can stand up and just observe. And then rock the knees down toward the blanket, really creasing the ball of the foot, and rock back onto the ball of the foot, lifting the knees off the blanket. So we just do this a few times to crease the toes, to stretch the ball of the foot. Yes, that is very beautiful. Keep it going. Very nice, Maria. I love watching you do that. And it might have a lot of sensation for you, so you want to go slow and observe. The next time you press back onto the balls of the feet, let the heels come to the floor and straighten the legs as much as you can. Hang yourself down. And there you go. You're hanging in a standing forward bend, dropping the head, letting everything hang down. Very fine, everyone. Take a few breaths. Barbara, you look like a rag doll. That's perfect. Yeah. Head falling. Shoulders falling. Can the ribs kind of separate from each other? Is that possible? Can the head be so heavy that it pulls the spine long? The shoulders hang, the arms hang, the ribs separate from the waist. Very nice. Another breath there. That's beautiful. And then take your hands onto your back and just come on up. You're going to reach out with the head. You're going to slowly hinge up. And when you get there, you're just standing there. And you come into this position of patience and waiting. Bring your awareness to the soles of your feet, everybody, and feel how the soles of the feet connect with the sticky mat. And they go through the sticky mat into the floor, through the floor into the earth. Where is the weight? Is the weight toward the ball of the foot for you, or is it back in the heel? Can you equalize the weight on the sole of the foot, including the toe pads? Including the toe pads. Bring your awareness without looking to the arch of your foot, the inner arch, and lift it up. Lift it up. And feel energy flow up the inner leg all the way up into the pelvic floor. So when you ask your body to do that, it has a muscular reaction and you can actually feel it happen. Lift up the arches of the foot and draw energy up the inner leg, inner thigh to the pelvic floor. But you could not feel that without prana, energy, life force. So is it energy moving up, or is it muscle moving up? Or both? You decide. Another breath. Keep that energy rising up through the legs and breathe your arms all the way up. Stretch up to the sky and bend to your right. Inhale, come up to center. And bend to your left. Inhale, up to center. And as you exhale, you open your arms, bend your elbows, and bend your knees. Now let's stay here for a moment. Your elbows come down, palms are open out. Bend your knees deeply. This is not Utkatasana, no tipping. Spine is against a wall behind you. And on an inhale, reach out with the fingertips, straighten your legs. Come out to the edges of your peripheral orb. And exhale, drop the arms, drop the head, and roll the spine down. Hang here for a moment, fill your back with breath. And then exhale, let your knees bend deeply. Inhale, straighten your legs any amount. And exhale, hang. Inhale, arms reach out, spine comes forward. You come all the way up with a big stretch through the arms, all the way up. Exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, bend to your left. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, open your arms, bend your elbows, bend your knees. And inhale, expand out. Exhale, roll the spine down. Let the head fall. Get empty of breath. And inhale, hang. Exhale, bend your knees deeply. Hips drop. Inhale, straighten your legs. Hips float up. Exhale. And then inhale, reach arms out to the side, all the way up. Touch palms together at the top. And exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, bend to your left. Beautiful. Inhale, up to center. And exhale, open your arms, bend your knees, come. Inhale, expand out to reach out. Exhale, let it all fall down. Inhale, hang and fill your back with breath. Exhale, bend your knees deeply. Inhale, straighten your legs any amount. Exhale. And inhale, reach your arms out to the side and all the way up to the top. One more time for our side bends. Go to your right. Go a little bit more, everybody. Go a little bit more. Inhale, come up to center. And exhale, bend to your left. Go a little bit more. You can do it. Cool. Inhale, up to center. And exhale, bend your knees and hold. Now we'll hold here for a moment. See if the shins can move more forward over the center of your feet. See if your pelvic floor can be level to the mat. The abdominal wall lifts and the navel point pulls in. Heels grounded. You keep bending the knees. And then inhale, stretch the arms out, straighten the legs. And take your hands down by your sides. Stand and feel. If you feel dizzy at any time, you lie down immediately. But now you just notice. Is there any place within you that is not vibrating with energy? Is there any place around you that is not vibrating with energy? Thank you. Let's shake it out. How are we doing, Charlene?
Great. It's amazing.
Thank you, Charlene.
Yeah. Love the breath. It's like it's like all pranayama.
Does it sound okay, people? I'm worried now. It's okay?
Good.
Thank you, Eileen. Yay! I need water.
Oh, I need it.
We all need water. Okay. So I just want to do a little pattern of postures, but it has a high lunge on the end, and we don't usually do high lunge. So, you know, I don't usually do that in gentle yoga, but I'd love to play with it today. So, Charlene, if you would face sideways and come toward the front of your mat, and I'll face you guys. We'll lift up the right heel. We're just marking this out and step the foot back. Step it back and land on it. Now, we do this often, right? Now, you can see when you look at me that the feet are not crossing the center line. And you can see when you look at Charlene that it's just perfect. And then step the foot forward. There you go. Let's try that again. Other leg though, it just goes straight back, land on it. When you're standing here, notice also that the back foot has a slight outward rotation, right? It's slightly toes slightly pointing out. That's perfect. You should that's how it should be. So step forward. Now we're going to try to keep the foot from turning out. So lift up your right heel and step it back, but don't let it turn out. See if you can have both feet parallel. And maybe look down, and when I look down, I notice that my back foot is even not parallel, even though I feel it is. So maybe look it down and turn it to parallel. and stand on that and notice the difference.
Yeah.
Big difference in the sensation in the back leg, I think.
And balance feels like
And balance, we're like, yeah, and step it forward. Let's try the other leg. So lift up back the left heel, step it back, see if you feel parallel, and then peek at it and see if that, nope, didn't work. Parallelize that leg and stand on it. Interesting sensation. Beautiful people. And come back. So front, right foot again, step it back, place it down, and parallelize it. And as you do that, the hips square. Everything's square and closed. It's not an open pose, it's closed. Bend your front knee a little bit. Notice the stretch on that heel. Good, straighten the front leg and lift your back heel and bend your front knee. Now your front knee is coming over the ankle. It's like we're running. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Charlene, can you lift your back heel higher and go ahead and move forward with that shin? Yes! Thank you, and step the back foot forward. That was great. Lift up your left heel and step it back. Parallelize it. Check with your eyes. When I walk on the beach, I think I'm in parallel, but when I look back at my footprints, I'm like a duck. It just turns out. So see that, and then bend your front knee. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Straighten the leg and lift your back heel. Keep it lifted as you bend your front knee. Let's call this our high lunge. You can see Charlene. Beautiful. It's like running forward in this space. Step your feet together. Okay, let's try high lunge with the arms. Lift up your right heel, step it back. Let's lift it up again, step it a little farther back and see if you can feel parallel. Lift your arms to the sky, lift your back heel, and bend your front knee. Push into the ball of that back foot. Push into the toes. It's like it's pushing you forward in space. And then turn your gaze to the ceiling and hold your high lunge. Yes. Wonderful. Hands come down, step the back foot forward. Very fine, everybody. Left side. Lift up your left heel. Step it back. Step it back a little bit more. And parallelize your legs. With the feeling in your body, you do that. Lift your back heel, arms come up to the sky, and bend the front knee. Look up. Hold. Thank you. Take your hands down, step your back foot forward. Thank you, everybody. Shake your body out and put that on the back burner. Put it on the back burner. And we'll open the feet a little wide on the sticky mat. You can face downstage if you want, Charlene. And we'll just take a little easy flap and slap, just to clear that away. Just a few more. Beautiful people. And great. Shake it out. Now I'm going to try to move Ozzy off my mat.
Good luck with that. Stay.
Stay. Okay. So we just did high lunge, which is a closed hip pose. We're going to do an open hip pose now. Trikonasana and Virabhadrasana 2. So let's stand toward the front of your sticky mat. You can come this way, Charlene, and we'll take the right leg, step it back like you just did, but then turn your feet to parallel. You've done this with me before. Turn out your right foot and turn in your left foot a little bit more. Lift your pelvis, level it to the earth, and then opening this thigh, come into Virabhadrasana 2. Now we're not asking for the biggest Virabhadrasana 2 you ever did in your life. And just hold. That's fine. Now straighten up your right leg and crease this hip right here and tip into triangle. Be there. We're just marking through these poses. We'll do them with more energy in a little while. Now bring everything up and turn in your right foot. Turn it in a lot. Turn out your left foot. Lift your right heel, parallelize your legs, and come into high lunge. Thank you. Hands to the heart. Step your foot forward. Good. Charlene and I are going to switch sides of mat so that we don't turn our back to you. Take your left foot, step it back. Reach it back and pivot your feet to face the side of your mat. Turn out your left leg. Turn in your right heel more. And then lift up your left hip bone. Lift the frontal hips up. Level the pelvis to the earth. And open your left thigh into Virabhadrasana 2. Breathe here and feel. Very nice, people. Lift the abdominal wall and pin your navel point toward your back. Yes. Very fine, everybody. Now straighten up that left leg and crease in the left hip as you tip your spine, your pelvis into Trikonasana. Spread and open. And move from the crown of your head, come on up. Now we are returning, so turn in your left foot. Turn out your right foot. Keep turning. Lift up the left heel, parallelize your legs, and bend into high lunge. Look up to the sky. Very fine. Hands to the heart. Step the back foot forward and stand to feel. Okay, shake your bodies out. So, you guys are all familiar, especially with Viratu and Trikonasana. High lunge maybe is new or not. And that's all fine. So we can just do poses. But how about you again imagine yourself in this big orb of light. So as a matter of fact, do what I'm doing. Reach up. And then reach out, bend your knees, come all the way down to the bottom of that orb, and then out and all the way up to the top of it. You're inside of it. And now, do a favor for me. Reach your fingers onto the equator of your orb. And just turn in a circle and keep your fingertips touching the equator of the orb. You're in the center. You're the axis of it. And you're inside that. It's up, out, all over. That's your orb. So when we do our poses, we are living and moving inside of that and trying to expand to the edges of it. Okay? Let's go.
That's fine.
Come to the front of the top of your mat. Start by feeling the energy up through the crown of the head down into the earth, and then step that right leg back. If you want to step it farther, you can. Turn your toes in. Let's reach out with the arms and feel like that, what is it, that Leonardo da Vinci drawing? Reach it out. Beautiful. Turn out your right foot. Lift the heel. Turn in your left foot. Open up, expand outward, and bend into Viratu. Get bigger. Now inhale, expand outward. Exhale, condense inward a couple of times. Big pulsing orb of light. Now straighten that right leg and tip, but reach the arms out. Reach the spine out. Feel that you fill the space around you. Inhale. And exhale. Bring it on up. Here we go. Start to turn back. So pivot that right heel. Turn out the left heel. Pivot the right leg. And go into 0-1 and into high lunge. Breathe. Now as you look up through your fingertips toward the sky, just scrape your fingers back across the ceiling and go into a little back bend here. Ah, yes. Good. Beautiful, everyone. Now let's make the journey to the front of the mat. So take the arms down, use momentum to pull you forward and stand. Let's step back with the left leg. We're going to face our backs to you. Turn your toes to the side of your mat. Open your arms and expand out. Good. Turn out your left leg. Turn in your right leg. Lift up through the spine. Expand upward, outward, and then go into 0-2. Hold, people. Feel the soles of the feet on the earth, gorgeous Charlene. Ah, feel the fingertips touching the peripheral edge of your orb. Wonderful. Another breath. Breathe out into your edges. And then straighten your left leg and come down into Trikonasana. Lift the arm. Beautiful. Wonderful. Let your left arm reach down or dangle down heavily, and your right arm reach up or dangle up or be pulled up. Another breath. Now move from the crown of the head, bring it up to vertical. Turn in your left foot. Turn out your right foot a lot. Turn it out a lot. Pick up your left heel and go into your high lunge. Breathe. Gaze up and scrape your fingers back across the ceiling. Go into a little bit of a lifted arch. Good. And then take the hands down and step the feet forward and stand to feel. Very fine, everybody. Lift your right knee and just take a balance. Don't even think about it. Put the foot down, lift your left heel, and find your balance. Thank you. Lift your right foot, hop, balance. And then let the knee open like a gate and let the sole of the foot just drop onto the calf, the inner leg. Arms up into Vrikshasana. We just breathe and feel. See if there's something that you can focus your eyes on, people. Is there anything that you can hook your eyes on? Steady your posture through your vision. Very fine. Now let the knee close and everything comes down. So we always return. Lift your left leg. Frozen in time for a moment. And then let the knee open and sole of the foot meets the inner leg. Find balance. Now you can work with your energy field to sustain the pose. You can imagine the fingers being pulled up and feel how the body responds, and you lift up on the outer right hip. You can feel that this ocean of air is supporting you, so it is kind of firming in around your body and holding you. Keep breathing. Keep reaching the arms and turn your left knee forward and then place the foot on the mat. So you move with as much control as possible and just stand to feel. So the head fall, and the shoulders, and then the ribs, and everything falls, and you roll down to the floor. The fingertips touch, bend your knees, step your feet back, and come into down dog. When you get to down dog, lift your heels way up. Lift your heels way up, and lift your hips way up. So you go up on your tippy toes, like someone's pulling your hips to the sky. Stretch through your arms, the sides of your body, and then send the heels back, send the thigh bones back. Maybe go deeper into your down dog. If you don't like it, you just come down into child. Another breath, everybody. Perfect. And then let the knees fall to the mat. Swing your feet around, come onto your buttocks, and sit for a moment and feel. We take a moment here just to recover, to allow digestion to come down onto a different plane and sit there for a moment to feel what it's like. And then soles of the feet come forward onto the mat. We're going to take one more exertion, everybody. We did this last week, so take the hands forward. And we'll pull the hands down, and when you come back, you're going to pull the heels of the hands behind you. Slide your hips toward your heels, scoop them up into chest pose. And then sit your sitting bones back down on the floor and come off your wrists and just be here. Have you got sensation, vibration going on in your wrists? I think so, right? Don't let it freak you out. Take your arms forward. Let's just circle the wrist a minute. And if you have cricks and cracks, if it goes like click, it's okay. And then go the other way, click, click, and reach out. And here they come down, they slide down, your chest is kind of dropping in. The sitting bones slide to the heels and the knees go forward and the shins, and then you can drop your head back if you enjoy that, otherwise not. Feel the palms of the hands taking weight, it's okay, don't freak out. Put the hips down on the floor and rest. Now, you should be very happy because of how strong you are. Should be like, ooh boy, look at me, I'm good. So because I'm so good, I'm going to try one more time. So lift your arms up and make it a movement. Slide the pelvis forward and lift. Straighten your elbows. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, another breath. You guys. And then bring it down. And one more time for this mudra. We just feel. And slowly, slowly roll down onto your back. If you would like to place a blanket under your head, that would be perfectly fine. And when you get there, hug your knees into your chest. So when you hug your knees to your chest, just take a moment to hold yourself there. Just hold your knees. I like to start with my inner legs velcroed together in this hug. You can interlace your fingers over the top of your knees so that your legs are coming together. Your thigh bones come together, and so it kind of opens the lower back a little bit. Couple of breaths. Now slowly, slowly, really take a few breaths to let the knees separate and pull apart. Really take a few breaths so it's incremental. You feel every moment. You just rush into that. Opening them little by little. And then draw them up toward the armpits. Feel the thighs press against the ribs a little bit. Opening the lower back. Wonderful. Another breath there.
Beautiful.
And then let the knees close and keep the inner legs glued together as you open your arms into heart high. So you spread your arms out wide and see if you can pull the shoulder blades away from the spine so you get longer through the arms and more open in the shoulder blades. And then carry your legs to the right. Going into a deep twist, you carry the left leg over with the right leg. Very nice, everyone. Now here, if you want to roll a little bit and let your left arm float off the floor, that would be fine. Beautiful experience, experiment. And then you can start with the back of the left rib cage and start to roll the back of the left rib cage back to the floor, maybe the shoulder blade, maybe the arm, and stretch across your chest. Couple of breaths. Couple of breaths. Start to go into an attitude of surrender. So we begin to take the attitude of Shavasana while we're still passively stretching. Keep it full of breath. Now take a deep breath. And as you exhale, pulling the belly to the spine, you bring the knees up. The legs are so heavy, use the abdominals to move them, and then breathe them over to the left side. Carry the right leg over to the left with you, and if you turn a little bit more and float your right arm off the mat, that would be very fine. Because then you can work with the back of your right rib cage, bringing it down, working up the rib cage to the shoulder blade, opening the chest, and go deeper. A few breaths. See if you want to breathe a soft dragon breath or a slow blow breath. Do any of those varieties of breathing feel better to you in this pose? And on an exhale, bring the legs back to neutral. And you can place the feet on the floor and just be there for a moment before we stretch out into Shavasana. Just feel your body. Feel the floor. Feel the air. Feel the breath. Have the feet a little bit wider than your hips. And keeping the soles of the feet in contact with the floor for only as long as they can be. Slide the soles of the feet down on the mat until your legs get straight and the soles of the feet peel off the floor. Come into Shavasana. Arms can be in any comfortable way. Make any adjustments. Relax. Imagine you are floating in an ocean of energy. Imagine you are submerged in an ocean of prana. An ocean of air. Feel it touching your skin. Then let your body begin to dissolve, like sugar dissolving in water. As you disappear into that ocean of energy. Let's begin slowly to move. Slowly and gradually moving yourself up to a seated position. Take your time. Go slowly so that you don't disturb your nervous system. Try to stay in Shavasana as much as you can, even as you make the transition to sitting. And when you get there, we just meditate. Can you be in this state where you feel, hear, perceive everything with your senses all at one time? Everything is happening at one time. Can you sit in the middle of everything and perceive it equally? Thank you. Let your arms drop down by your sides. And then with energy, let them fly up. Take the palms together. And then pull the hands to the heart. Let's clear the inner space and fill the outer space with light. Let's join our voices and our breath together one last time and put an ending on this class with a chanting of Om. Take a deep breath, fill. Om.